Okay, glad to know you're still there as we continue on the breakfast show this morning with sport. I am Ijoma Victor. Now let's tell you that Nigeria secured their place in the quarterfinals of the CAF Women's African Cup of Nations with a dominant 6-2 victory over Egypt in their final Group C match at the Rabat Olympic Stadium on Wednesday. Facing the prospect of an early exit after a surprise opening defeat to the Scorchers of Malawi, scoring 3 goals in each half to seal qualifications for the knockout stage. Asisat Oshoala opened scoring from the penalty spot in the 21st minute before Gift Monday doubled Nigeria's advantage in the first half stoppage time after a well-worked move involving Rinsola Babajide. Now, despite Nigeria's commanded win, Malawi claimed top spot in Group C after edging Zambia 2-1 in the other group game. Malawi, Nigeria, and Zambia all finished on 6 points, with the Flames topping the standings on the competition's tie-break criteria. Now, Nigeria's progressed in the second place, while Zambia exited the tournament despite recording 2 victories in the group stage. Now, Egypt finished bottom without a point, conceding 15 goals in 3 matches. Let's head straight to the Olympic Stadium and enjoy that highlight between Egypt and Nigeria.
Thank you. Taking it short on this occasion. The debutants, in no small part thanks to the Chawinga sisters, Temwa and Tabitha. And we are off. And who can still mathematically qualify, but it would be a major shock if they did. That's a lovely cutback, and striker goal comes in early. Spilled away and pushed away. As a result, Abiodun didn't play in the first game as Ajibade takes her time. Hands on hips. Here comes the 6-time African Women's Footballer of the Year and finds the back of the net, having sent Habiba the wrong way. And taking it short on this occasion. Bajide into the middle it goes, and that is simplicity itself. Gift for Gift Monday, who could not miss from there. And Nigeria have their second, and as it stands, produce more heroics to keep her side ahead. She can't because she sent the wrong way, and Egypt have their second goal. That late, and it were enough to take Nigeria through. They would be delighted. Might they do so here? Surely they must. Oh, that is instant impact from the substitute. Can you believe it? Uchenna Kanu, who is just on. That's her first touch. Just 10 minutes left to play in the Group C. Up she steps and side foots it in.
Well, in as much as Nigeria is in the quarterfinals, if you ask me, it was a shambolic display from the Falcons. Meanwhile, let's take this interview of the Super Falcons coach, Justin Madugu.
Naturally, everyone will be happy knowing fully well that you have advanced to the next stage of the competition. Given the circumstances where we found ourselves, and we placed everybody in a very tight corner, and thank God that we have been able to come out of it. The competition will just be starting for us. With regards to your first question in terms of the girls switching off in the course of the game, especially when they score, and then after conceding, they now switch back again. It's a new trend that is happening in the team. We have been a team that has been very solid defensively, but of recent, we are conceding very unnecessary goals, which is something that is a bit worrisome, and we have to do a lot of work to try and ensure that the girls do not switch off in the course of any game. The manner with which we are conceding those goals calls for serious concern and worries, and it's something that we will have to address. With regards to old legs and new legs, the selection is always dependent on what we see of the opposition after analyzing their strengths, their weaknesses, and then we look at our own players having come up with a plan, who fits into that plan, who will do it better. The same thing will be applied to Cameroon. We know them, and we'll also go back, look at their games, do our own analysis, and then come up with players that we believe will always get us the result that we desire. It's a final because it's the match that will determine whether we achieve our first objective or not. And then having come this far, we know what is at stake. We will not take it for granted. We have to go back, start work immediately. We know the opponents. We have to start looking at them and then come up with a plan of how to ensure that we emerge victorious at the end of the day when we play in the quarterfinals against Cameroon.
Okay, that's Justin Madugu. He spoke about the old legs and the younger ladies in camp. And preparations definitely will definitely kickstart in NS as they prepare for their next game. Meanwhile, let's head straight to Casablanca and we look at the other game between Malawi and Zambia.
Three teams jostling for two places, and everything will be revealed over the next couple of hours or so. Once he cuts inside, puts it on the right foot, goes for a shot, it's gone in, it's gone over the line, surely, and they're celebrating. She couldn't hold it, it had a sting in it, Mercy Sakano, look at that, Zambia take the lead. Barbara Banda gets her fifth goal in this competition, and we're only 2 minutes into the game. When she cut inside, you just knew that she was going to produce something special. As we still go in qualification, it's been picked up here. Nice little dance, and the ball comes back. There's a shot. Oh, it's goal number 2. A brilliant strike as well. Straight across and into the park. Chilufya has managed to make it 2-0. The pullback. Belemu with the touch. Piri into the penalty box. Can she get a ball over? There's the corner coming in. Anybody on the end of it? There's the headers. A little bit tight. Lovely touch and a chance here. She's going to go on the outside. Can she get the shot? It is a goal for Malawi. And of course it is Tabita Chawinga. The Scorchers have raised the temperature here in Rabat. It's the confirmation, the final 10 minutes here. Volley coming in, it's not a bad effort. Kumalo sends the ball in. Who's going to get there first? It's the goalkeeper, Hazel Nally, with the heroics. And there's the final whistle. What a game, what tension.
Okay, the Chawanga sisters, Barbara Banda, even with 5 goals, exiting the tournament. What a way to just bow out without even, going through to the next round. They were believing and hoping that they will get far and go very far. Now, let's look at the table for Group C. We'll look at Group C standing because as it is, many were surprised that Zambia, despite beating Malawi, will be out of the tournament. Yes, but we look at Malawi on top of the table with 6 points. Also, Zambia with 6 points, Nigeria with 6 points. And now, here comes the rules for this competition, the head-to-head. If you have the same points and probably the same number of goals, then now look at head-to-head. Now, the head-to-head will be, Egypt will be excluded from that. So you look at the top 3 with the same point. And that was how, Nigeria edged out Zambia. Nigeria defeated Zambia by a single goal, and Zambia defeated Malawi also yesterday 2-1. But for Malawi, they won 2 of their games against Egypt and against Nigeria. Well, the surprise is still on, but just leave it that way. Zambia is out. Zambia will be heading back home, and let's see how it goes. Now, let's look at the group standing of today's game. Talking about Group D, where we might meet any of this team. Probably Cameroon. Yes, it is likely that we might meet Cameroon, the indomitable Lionesses. That's because they are presently topping, Group D. If you look at it, they have 6 points. They've already qualified. So it will be all to play for. A draw will be enough for Cameroon to pull through. But as it is, they are leading with Group D with 6 points. Ghana follow closely with Group C. So Malawi will take on Ghana. That is if it settles at this same way, standing this way. Malawi will take on Ghana or either Mali. But it is still all to play for later tonight. Away from the WAFCON, let's tell you that the draws for the 2026-27 Nigerian Premier Football League MPFL season will be held on the sidelines of the league body's annual general meeting AGM in Ibadan, Oyo State, on Friday, August 7th. Now, the AGM is the business assembly of the MPFL at which the board and club leadership review the concluded season and ratify the policy direction for the incoming season. Now, for the past 4 seasons, Otumba Benga Elegbele has steadied the ruders of the big league, establishing a stable calendar that has seen the season kick off in October and conclude in the month of May. At the AGM, the Chief Operating Officer, Davidson Oumi, is to present the technical and operational report, while GTI Asset Management will be presenting the financial report. The fixtures draw for the 2026-27 season will be held following the earlier announcement of date for kickoff. The AGM will be held at the Professor Theophilus Ogulesi Event Hall opposite the University College Hospital in the Old City of Ibadan. Now we come back to the FCT, where the countdown has begun for the 2026 edition of the Abuja All-Star Invitational Veteran Tournament, following the official group stage draw held at the FIFA Goal Project Package B of the Moshood Abiola Stadium, Abuja. Now, the draws ceremony was supervised by former Super Eagles coach Samson Yebu Esiasia, alongside the Super Eagles coordinator Patrick Pascal, ensuring a transparent and credible process ahead of what promises to be one of Nigeria's biggest veterans football competition. Vice Chairman of All Stars Invitational International FC Abuja spoke after the draw, Barrister Antai Effiong.
The Invitational tournament was established 6 years ago. The intention behind it, the objective behind it was for us to have a tournament where we use to network, make friends, and also show that for veterans it's not just about winning, because in most cases, if you really look at the very competitive ones, when people are playing during the regular football, people go out to win call it at all costs. Let's put it that way. But you will see that veterans are mostly those above 40, in their 50s and 60s. And so you come in, you play as your stamina takes you, and I know the most important thing is to sit down, drink at times. Some make friends, some do other things, So for us, that was the intention. And in Abuja, when you are not, either you are in the public sector, if you are not in the public sector, it's tough making friends. So it's also afford the opportunity to network, and get access to business. That was the intention behind it. And I'm very happy that it has, at least up to last year, you could see the impact it had generated, As of last year, people were even, clubs were falling over that. We had to reject some teams because we wanted a particular maximum number of teams.
Local Organizing Committee, LOC, led by Chairman Umar Abubakar Aliyu, who is also a CAFB licensed coach, highlighted the format of the event and the increased prize money for this year's competition, making the tournament even more competitive. Umar Abubakar Aliyu.
Prize money for the first person is 2.5 million. For the second person is 1.5 million. For the third person is 1 million naira, respectively. The tournament will hold from this August we are starting to end in September. Plus minus, reasons usually come that we skip a week, so we cannot be very exact. This is veterans. Everything we are doing, we are formulating our policy to accommodate age because one of the main reasons here is to bring veterans together, to have a good time, enjoy the game, even though it may be at a slow motion than being for active players. That is why even the timing is reduced. Yes, the format of the tournament is that we have 4 groups. From each group, 4 teams are to qualify. There are 5 teams in the first 3 groups. Then in the 4th group, there are 6 teams. 4 teams are to qualify for Group A to Group C. Same 4 teams will qualify in Group D. The only difference between the Group A to C and that of D is that in D, 2 teams will drop, while from A to C, only one team will drop and will go into round of 16. We always use one venue. It has always been National Stadium. It's just the introduction of an app that will be updating everything as soon as the day is.
Okay, a total of 21 veteran teams have been drawn into 4 settings, the stage for a week of exciting football in Abuja. Now in Group A, we have Nyanya All-Stars, All-Stars Aleta, Citygate Sports Club, Timeless Titans, Like Minds, and All-Stars. Yes, Like Minds All-Star in Group A. And if you look at Group B, we have Abuja All-Stars International, Nuruddin Veterans, Apo Fitness Club, NSCDC Caro All-Stars. And in Group C, we have ex-professionals FC, that's for ex-internationals, Ibn Abbas, they are the lawyers, Kuje All-Stars, Max Steve All-Stars, Lugbe All-Stars, and Z Michael All-Stars. And in Group D, we have New Caro All-Stars, NNPC, Gwagwalada All-Stars, Metro City All-Stars, and Brotherhood All-Stars. So beginning from this weekend, veterans in Abuja will definitely enjoy a long 1 month of football. And the 2026 Abuja Military Barracks Youth Championship was officially declared open on Tuesday, 4th of August 2026, with military authorities reaffirming their commitment to youth development through sport. Even as Mogadishu Barracks emerged champions in the women's football event after a dramatic day of competition. Representing the Chief of Defense Staff, General Olufemi Oluyede, at the opening ceremony, the Chief of Defense Civil Military Relations, Rear Admiral Sabiru Lawal, described the championship as a strategic platform to unite young people across military barracks while promoting discipline, teamwork, and excellence. Let's take the visual of that representative of the Chief of Defense Staff.
Celebrate the spirit of sportsmanship, discipline, and excellence of young talents from our various barracks. I am confident that the athletes participating in this competition will demonstrate exceptional skill, sportsmanship, and teamwork. This competition is not just about winning or losing. It is about the journey, the camaraderie, and the spirit of healthy competition.
This landmark event, bringing together participants from various military barracks within Abuja, will promote mutual cooperation and brotherhood. The challenges facing our youth today are enormous, which cannot be ignored for the country to succeed. It is in furtherance of this that the Chief of Defense Staff has committed himself to empowering the youths meaningfully to make them contribute their quota to the development of sports in Nigeria. For the participants, the activities in these 5 days will demand high level of physical fitness, skill, team spirit, and discipline to overcome opponents who are equally and.
Earlier in his welcome address, the Chief of Defense Administration, Rear Admiral Gideon Kashim, said the championship reflects the Chief of Defense Staff vision of using sport as a tool to positively engage young people, and tackle youth restiveness. He noted that the accomplished retired military officers had been enlisted as mentors and, scouts with Air Vice Marshal Abiola Amodu, retired monitoring volleyball, and Commander Chima MPI, retired monitoring football, to inspire the next generation of athletes. The ceremony was attended by the Director General, Defense Research and Development Bureau, Rear Admiral Kenny Odubanjo. And that's a wrap on Rapid Sports Highlight this beautiful Thursday morning. Remain Ijoma Victor. Do you have yourself a beautiful day ahead? Good morning.